Hello and welcome to Meet Your District Supervisors. It's a series here on SFGovTV. We want to get to know our district supervisors here in San Francisco. Now, before we get to Mr. Shamann Walton here in just a second, I want to introduce myself first and foremost. I'm your host, Franco. I am a native San Franciscan, born and raised in this amazing, great city. I'm also an appointed San Francisco Film Commissioner for San Francisco. Passion for film, production, and arts and entertainment here in our city. But also, I'm a philanthropist. I'm also a professional auctioneer. I've raised lots of money for many nonprofits here in our very own community, for many schools and for many organizations. But notably, many people know me as the voice and the hype man, long time, for 2+ decades and counting, for your Golden State Warriors. And so I've been involved in the city for a very long time in many different capacities. But today, I'm so honored to connect with District 10 Supervisor Shamann Walton. Well, thank you for joining us on this series.
Of course, thank you for having me, Franco.
Thank you. And you know, first and foremost, I know you're a former board president. We'll get to know your roots a little bit, but I gotta say, I gotta compliment you. The blazer, the sneakers, man, you're on point today.
I'm just trying to keep up with you. Another corduroy, man.
Thanks, Shamann. And keeping the sneakers clean, that's the hardest thing for me every day. So I'll give you props for that.
I'll take it.
Well, let's get to know you a little bit. Where were you born and raised, Shamann? Tell us kind of your upbringing, your family, your background. Just take it back to your roots.
Definitely. Well, native San Franciscan, born at Children's Hospital. Used to be on California Street.
Okay.
And spent my early years in Potrero Hill and Bayview Hunters Point, where my family is all from, who migrated from Louisiana to San Francisco. And then I moved to Vallejo, where I went to my last year of elementary school, junior high school, and high school.
Okay.
Then went on to college in Atlanta, Georgia, Morris Brown College. Came back to the Bay Area and eventually came back to San Francisco. And just really excited to be able to represent the community in the district where I'm from.
That's great.
There's nothing like it, having an opportunity to serve the people that you grew up with and the families that you've been around your entire life. So that was important to me, and having that opportunity has just been great for me. I have 4 children, 5 grandchildren, and just continue to want to make sure that my family loves San Francisco and the Bay Area as much as I do.
I love it. Let's talk about the young Shamann Walton. Like, what were you into? Were you into student government leadership, sports, politics? Like, where were the roots? Where did that come from to say, hey, I'm going to give back to my community? Like, did it start young when you were in maybe high school or something? Or tell us a little bit about that.
Well, young Shamann Walton, some of you may know I wrote a book from Juvenile Hall to City Hall, which really just talks about the fact that I had some trials and tribulations growing up. But importantly for me, I had mentorship and opportunities to grow and get to the point where we are today. My high school year, my senior year, I wrote an essay that just talked about growing up and the mistakes that I made, the lessons that I learned. But in that essay, which was published in the Vallejo paper at the time on my last day of school, talked about eventually wanting to be in Congress or wanting to be someone who represented our communities.
Yeah.
I think the big thing for me is not just about politics or being elected, but really being in a position and having an opportunity to affect change. Yeah. And so we've certainly been able to do that working with the support of our community.
That's amazing. And as a former board president, you've seen a lot. You know, you're kind of the OG now in this group. There's a lot of new district supervisors and whatnot. But let's talk about your district in particular. Let's dive into that. District 10 now. It does include Potrero Hill, Central Waterfront, Dog Patch, Bayview Hunters Point, Bayview Heights, India Basin, Silver Terrace, Candlestick Point, Visitation Valley, Little Hollywood, Sunnydale, and McLaren Park. Did I cover that all?
You pretty much got all the neighborhoods.
Okay.
Definitely.
And it's, I love the city because there's so much diversity and just every pocket's different, right? It's a little something there. Talk about your particular district and what are you most proud of there in your district? Especially now you grew up in there and now you're serving your district. What do you love most?
Well, I think one of the things that I love to celebrate about District 10 is our weather. Our weather is beautiful.
Yes. It
can be foggy in certain parts of San Francisco, extremely cold, obviously, with the winds and everything. But the weather that we get in Potrero Hill and Bayview and Dog Patch is really unmatched. And so I'm excited about always when people come and visit and they get a chance to see how great our weather is in the district. But then the resiliency and the diversity that we have in our district. I mean, you're going to meet people from all walks of life, from all cultures, from all races, and the history that we have in Baby Hunters Point, the history that we have in Potrero Hill, the growth in Dog Patch, obviously the history that we have in Viz Valley, and of course Little Hollywood and the folks and celebrities who have lived in our communities. It's an exciting district.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's another place like District 10 here in San Francisco, and that's why I'm excited to represent the people of District 10.
It's pretty unique. I mean, it's gone through a lot of changes, a lot of this, a lot of history. I mean, if you look back, my goodness, there's been a lot that's gone through it. And you've been able to navigate through that, especially in your term so far. But what are some of the main priorities for your district? And how do you plan to address them? What are some of the main concerns right now?
As we look at District 10 today, obviously safety is important to everyone. People are worried about affordability and have an opportunity to stay in San Francisco. A lot of families have been pushed out and lost their homes and are living in other Bay Area cities, so that has always been a major importance. But I think that folks are also worried about how we are going to support our unhoused community and make sure that we can get people off the street so everybody can thrive, and so that we don't see some of the issues that poverty and homelessness have caused in our community. So safety, our unhoused community, obviously making sure that people can afford to live here are the major things that folks are concerned about. We have a District 10 safety plan in place that we put together working with our police department, our community, our district attorney's office, our public defender's office, and all of our street violence and intervention providers that work together to provide prevention services, jobs, and help young people have opportunities to thrive so that they don't commit crimes or do anything violent. And then we have prevention and intervention programs that if someone makes a mistake, there's the right connections, right people working with them so we can stop retaliations and make sure that violent crime is not happening. And homicides have gone down. We've seen a lot of growth in terms of job opportunities for young people, which is important. As far as addressing concerns of our unhoused community, right now in District 10 we have 3 navigation centers, which I think is something that is important to let people know that we're stepping up, trying to make sure that we provide services for our unhoused community and do everything we can to address the issues that lead people to become homeless. That's why we have a lot of affordable housing being built in District 10. We're excited about that, and we're going to continue to focus on making sure that we do everything we can to build housing that will be affordable to the average San Franciscan, because that's been a problem for us, not just in District 10, but across the city. And so we want to make sure we maintain affordability. Unemployment rate is pretty much higher in District 10 and other areas, and so we keep working with industry and with the Office of Economic and Workforce Development to build the skills of our communities so they can be eligible for the jobs that exist. And just working together with my colleagues and trying to give everyone an opportunity to understand that this is a great city and everyone should have the opportunity to take advantage of what exists here. No, absolutely, opportunity, and there's so much potential there, I see. Talk about your demographic that consists of District 10. Can you share with us a little bit about what maybe that demographic kind of looks like, and how do you plan to create a voice for those underrepresented communities in your district? Well, I think what's exciting for me as the only black supervisor here in San Francisco is that we still have the largest population of black people in San Francisco in District 10 and Baby Hunters Point. A lot of black families have left San Francisco because of affordability, because of education. And so I am happy and excited to continue to serve the largest tranche of black people that we have here in the city. But we also have a rising Latino population in District 10, a rising Asian population in District 10, which I've been so focused on making sure that we can bring all of our cultures together so that everybody in the district can thrive. And so we do a lot of community events, a lot of festivals. I've passed ordinances to focus on making sure that our city departments provide language access to our community, because the diversity of populations, the diversity of people that exist in District 10, I want to make sure that all of them are served by our city appropriately. And that means that right language, obviously having opportunities to where their culture is addressed as we conduct the business here in San Francisco. Okay, talk about you've been former board president, you've got a perspective there,
managing that, and then here you are in your term. What have you learned as being board president that maybe that you are applying to now, or just looking at your experience now that you've been in this seat, right, for many years now? What do you hope to bring?
Well, I think one thing, as not just being board president, but also serving on the board of supervisors for over 6 years, is that everyone is trying to solve the problems and issues of the city. Yeah. All of my colleagues, myself, we're trying to solve the problems. Now, how we solve the problems is where the disagreements come. Right. And sometimes it may seem like we have major differences here in the city, but the reality of it is the contrast between how we get things done. Typically, we all, 90+% of the time, we focus and vote and support the same things. Yeah. But those controversial issues are what divides us sometimes. And I think that it makes for a stronger city to focus on the issues and everyone have an opinion about how to solve them. Yeah. I think that's where we get creativity from. Right. I think that's part of our resiliency as San Franciscans. But operating as board president, my job was to make sure that my colleagues and I conduct the business of the city, and that everything that people wanted to get on the agenda or legislation that folks wanted to have the opportunity to be heard, gets heard, and doing it in a fair and equitable manner. And so when I appointed committee chairs, when we decided what goes on the agenda, I did it in a manner that I feel would make sure everybody had a voice so that they could represent their community and their constituency the way that they're supposed to. Yeah. But we have a lot of fun in San Francisco when we have differences. Of course. And it's a part of the work. But I think it also makes us better as leaders to go through those differences and come up with a solution and decision, and then be able to move past it, even if something doesn't go your way.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. Let's talk about some of the positive and great highlights of your district. Let's just get to know you a little bit more too. If you had a Sunday off, right? I know it's hard not to be busy, but if you had that day off, no work, no nothing, and you could just go in your district and enjoy, what would you tell people? Like, hey, District 10, this is what I would do. Shamann Walton would do. A couple of things. What do you enjoy most about your district?
Well, it's funny because I have a lot of watering holes and places in the community that I like to visit, and we've done interviews before and highlighted some of those businesses. Yeah. But a Sunday would actually depend on what season it is. If it's football season, I'm going to be watching the Niner game at Il Parada on 16th in Utah. And be hanging out in my district, in my community. But a Friday afternoon, Friday night, now we have so many beautiful spots that are actually black owned. We have 1945 Lounge on Leland, 5 Leland. That's a great space to go. We have 1921 on Yosemite, which used to be the Monte Carlo and was Cafe Envy. And so we have some folks who took over that space and are providing a tremendous opportunity for community. If we continue to stay out late night on a Sunday, we might go to the jazz room and hang out. So we have so many places that I like to visit, but I might wake up and start with a bike ride. Ride to Gilman, ride down to Bayview Plaza, and then ride back to the house before I actually get out and get to some of these places. So it really just depends on the season. It depends on it,
but there's something to do. There's
always something to do. If I have the grandchildren, we'll run to one of the parks, and we have several parks in the district. And I do have to give a shout out and just say that since I've been in office, we've revitalized so many playgrounds and parks across the district.
That's amazing.
And so just excited to say that. So
I was just going to say,
places for us to go.
What are some of the highlights since you've been in office that you can share with us that, hey, you know what, we've done this. Share with us the parks you're talking about. You created, beautified some parks. What else have you done?
We have some major projects. I mean, we have a new Southeast Health Center. We have a new gym and brand new Boys and Girls Club in Sunnydale. That's amazing. One of our most pride and joys is this new Southeast Community Center that we have on Evans. Everybody wants to utilize that space. I mean, it's probably the most beautiful building that we have in San Francisco. Yeah. And I mean, people try to use that space, not just citywide, but really Bay Area wide. Folks want to utilize that facility. We have so many parks that have been revitalized, from Phelps Pallou Playground to Casey Jones Playground to the playground up in Shoreview, we just continue to beautify. Another pride and joy that provides access to the water is Crane Cove Park.
Crane Cove is amazing.
It's a tremendous park.
What a gem.
Dog Patch. Oh
what
my
a
God.
gem that is.
And we have a brand new YMCA there right now.
Ah, that's
we
amazing.
also have India Basin and the work that's coming to India Basin Park and that new area where everybody can experience and enjoy and have a good time. So we're stepping up in a lot of ways, and of course, we're building a lot of affordable housing, the power station, shipyard, Candlestick will break ground soon. These things are things that we're proud of, some of your larger projects, but most certainly there have been things that have been happening in community that people don't highlight and talk about enough. Right. The speed bumps that we've got in community, the paving of streets, Absolutely. Those things are happening on a consistent basis. And so making quality of life better in the district, and we're just excited to continue to promote what's happening.
Yeah, amazing. I've seen it progress. I mean, I'm looking at my very own city and I'm looking at areas like yours and I'm like, wow. Like that's why I say there's so much potential, so much growth. It's evolving, there's resiliency, there's no quitting it. It's like, no, we're gonna make it better. We're gonna keep it going. We'll put our head down and roll up our sleeves, get the right people in place. And it's been amazing, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. And we're not done, you know, because
we
got Jackson Park on the way, and we were able to get 4 parks in the last park bond, which I think is unheard of. So
and parks are essential to communities. I mean, that's what I love about San Francisco. You could literally walk to a park within 10 minutes anywhere in the city. And that's amazing. Thanks for sharing that.
Of course.
Let's take a moment to give a little shout out to your staff. Any kudos you want to give to them? I mean, they've been with you for a while now, you know, and, you know, is there anybody or your team you want to say to your team?
Definitely.
Because it does take a team. It's hard for an individual to do all of it, but, you know, you're around the clock. Any kudos you want to give?
Definitely want to give a shout out to my team. We are known as the District 10 Dream Team.
I love it.
And there's a reason for that. I have had the lowest turnover probably out of any supervisor ever. And everybody's going to say their team is the greatest, but seriously.
That's
my
good
team has been with me since day one, from Tracy Brown Gallardo, Natalie G. McGilly, and of course, Percy Birch and Lindsay Lopez Weaver, who came on right before the beginning of my second term, because I've only had one staff member leave office, and that's because his wife got her degree, and then they moved to the East Coast and he went to law school. So my team is amazing, and I'm just excited to have them. The stability that the team provides gives us the ability to address constituent needs without having to have a lot of things missed because of the experience and the time that my team has been here. And being able to hold on to folks who stay in a district supervisor's office the entire time.
That's pretty good.
It's very difficult.
Oh, yeah. I mean, turnover, that's hard. Employee retention is always hard for any company, any business, to keep people engaged, happy, and wanting to stay. Yes. And that's amazing. That's a testament to how you manage your team and how you manage your day-to-day. So that's amazing. Congratulations on that. Let's look forward. Let's look forward to, what do you see San Francisco in the next 5 years? And then what do you see and hope for in the next 10 years? We'll kind of end with that so we can be a little bit hopeful, because I feel like the comeback is better than ever. I mean, we're resilient, but we're rising. And I'm feeling like, you know, the neighborhoods are thriving, the districts are thriving. Tell us about 5 years. What do you hope in 5 years, and what do you hope like long term as well?
Well, I want to say I've always been excited about San Francisco. I would say that San Francisco is the best city in the world. There's never been a time in my life where I did not think that. And we go through urban challenges as a city. Most certainly we have cities that, if you look at population, if you look at demographics, that are worse off than we are. And so always excited to represent San Francisco. I think that, you know, if we look at some of the things I'm really excited about on the short term is how we're now focused on bringing nightlife to San Francisco.
Oh, I love it, the nightlife,
working on San Francisco being a destination place, not just for people who commute and go to work here, but for people to come and enjoy and have a good time all hours of the night. I think that is important, because if you want to have a world-class city, you got to have sports teams, you got to have an amazing nightlife, and a place for people to go, and obviously amazing restaurants. So the nightlife focus, the things that we're doing to provide opportunity for entertainment districts is going to be something that is unprecedented for us as a city, that really in the short term over the next 5 years, I think is going to be exciting. So when you look at places like Bourbon Street in New Orleans, I want you to think about San Francisco as a place like that. In the long term, bringing a lot of our big businesses back,
Yeah.
and making sure that we're continuing to be a major employer in the Bay Area, because that's going to be important for our city to continue to thrive. And obviously we have some businesses coming back, more businesses here on the way, but the core of our city obviously is our small businesses that exist in our neighborhoods, in our communities. And so I just want to thank all of our small business owners. You're a small business owner.
Yeah.
All of our small business owners in community, want to thank them for sticking to our community, sticking with San Francisco, because they really provide a lot of the employment. They really provide a lot of opportunity for our communities here in San Francisco. And so it's important to highlight them.
Okay.
But we're going to continue to thrive.
We're going to continue. Well, thank you for what you've done so far. You've been doing it, and congratulations on that. Still a lot of work to be done.
Definitely.
But we know that we're never giving up.
That's
and
right.
so I'm going to close with this. We're going to get to know you real quick with some really short, rapid-fire questions.
Okay.
You ready, Shamann?
I'm ready.
All right. Football or basketball?
Football.
Okay. Let me ask you, would you do BART or Muni?
Muni.
All right. We have a great system, too, by the way. Muni is the best. All right. Are you more sunsets or sunrise?
Sunrise.
Okay. Foggy mornings or clear skies?
Oh, clear skies all day.
yeah, good. But we got all of it here in San Francisco.
Definitely.
All right, let me ask you this. Cable car or bus?
Bus,
okay. Beach day or maybe like a city downtown stroll? What would you rather do?
Oh, wow. I'd rather probably be at the beach.
At
but
the
we
beach?
just don't get those days off.
I know.
Here.
When we do, everybody's out.
That's
when
right.
we get those nice days and nice weather.
That's
Okay,
right.
couple more here, real quick. Fast food or like gourmet?
Gourmet.
yeah.
I try to be healthy.
That's good.
Don't have to be gourmet, but
cheat day's
definitely
okay.
not fast.
Cheat day's okay.
That's right.
All right, and last question for me. Do you have a favorite film that's maybe based in San Francisco? I challenge Supervisor. Do you know?
My favorite San Francisco
I'm on the film
film?
commission, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say my favorite film, because it's The Godfather.
Okay,
hands
that's
down.
a good movie. But San Francisco based or?
I mean, you know,
bunch.
Dirty Harry. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
Escape from Alcatraz is a pretty good film. Miss Doubtfire. I mean, we got
Pursuit of
so many.
Happiness?
Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay.
I tend to like movies that are older.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I would probably have to say, if I pick a number one, it's going to be one of the Clint Eastwood franchise movies.
I like it, okay.
Probably Sudden Impact.
Okay, all right. See, I'm testing all the knowledge of the Supervisor because, you know, film is important.
That's
Entertainment,
right.
we're going to bring it here.
That's right.
Production and all that. Okay, last thing here. This is awesome. If you had to pick vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry, what are you going to pick?
Chocolate all day.
All right, chocolate. Golden Gate Fortune Company.
Okay.
One of the oldest here and traditional here.
That's right.
Get your chocolate one out there. Open that up and just, close it out with us. Let's see if you don't mind reading what your fortune is.
The near future holds a gift of contentment.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to close with to kind of end with that little fortune?
Well, I obviously want to thank SFGovTV for highlighting District 10 and all of our communities across San Francisco. I love what I do. I have a little over a year and a half left to serve, and we're going to get a lot of work done in this next year and a half. And thank you for highlighting the great opportunities that exist and experiences in District 10.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Supervisor Shamann Walton here. If you want to check out more Meet Your District Supervisor series, get to know our district supervisors, follow SFGovTV on the YouTube channel.